And there came a time known as the third millennium, a time when the people of the earth were ravaged by disease, pestilence, and poisons. A time when the horsemen of the apocalypse ran the multinational corporations. A time when America's citizens were waking up to a future of no money and no jobs. A time when a special man came forward, a man that your American taskmasters did not want you to see or hear, a man whom they took prisoner and hid away, a man whose name is Yahweh ben Yahweh. For telling people the truth, Yahweh ben Yahweh was taken prisoner by the minions of darkness. For giving people hope, Yahweh ben Yahweh was led away to Golgotha. This is the continuing story of the past and of the future, about good and about evil, about your life and what it will become. A story that tells why the so-called black man of America had to suffer for over 400 years. A story of what will happen to the so-called black man if he returns to the laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments of God Yuhewavhe. Olam shall Yuhewavhe. The universe of Yuhewavhe. Brought to you by the nation of Yuhewavhe. Working for you and your future.
What people presently, today, are going to and fro and walking up and down in the whole earth using the sign of the cross as their symbol? Today, we will answer that question by presenting some compelling facts to show that these people are called Jesuits and are known as the Company or Society of Jesus. We shall prove our claim beyond a reasonable doubt. So, let us start by giving you some historical facts about the Jesuits. On the authority of Webster's New World Dictionary, 3rd College Edition, copyright 1994, on page 725, a Jesuit is defined as a member of the Society of Jesus, a Roman Catholic religious order for men, founded by Ignatius Loyola in 1534. Documented in the American College Dictionary, copyright 1966, on page 1052. Roman Catholic is described as pertaining to the Roman Catholic Church. On this same page, the Roman Catholic Church means the Christian church of which the Pope or Bishop of Rome is the supreme head. From these definitions, we can gather that a Jesuit is a member of the Society of Jesus, a religious order for men belonging to the Christian church of which the Pope is the supreme head. To find out what the Pope has commissioned this religious order to do, we will take you back to the year 1540, 6 years after it was founded. Stated in the book entitled The Kingfisher Illustrated History of the World, copyright 1992, on page 368, it states, 6 years later, 1540, he, Pope Paul III, approved the founding of the Society of Jesus, or Jesuits, which had been founded by Ignatius Loyola to spread Catholicism. From this documentation, we see that the Jesuits were approved by Pope Paul III to spread Catholicism. Stated in the American College Dictionary on page 1169, spread means to stretch out to the full width. Referenced in the Encarta World English Dictionary, copyright 1999, on page 289, Catholicism is defined as the beliefs, doctrines, and rituals of a Catholic church. According to the American College Dictionary, on page 191, Catholic Church is described as a visible society of baptized, professing the same faith under the authority of the invisible head, Christ, and the authority of the visible head, the Pope, and the bishops in communion with him. Based upon these facts, Jesuits are those who have been commissioned by the Pope to go to and fro and to walk up and down in the full width of the earth, using the sign of the cross to baptize a society of people who profess the same belief, doctrine, rituals, and faith of the Christian Church, of which the Pope or Bishop of Rome is the supreme head. These same Jesuits are to ensure that Christian adherents are under the authority of the invisible head, Christ, and the authority of the visible head, the Pope, and bishops in communion with him. What does it mean to be under the authority of the invisible head, Christ, while at the same time under the authority of the visible head, the Pope, and bishops in communion with him? Come, let us find out. Stated in Roget's second, The New Thesaurus, Expanded Edition, copyright 1988, on page 70, authority means a person with a high degree of knowledge in a particular field. Addressed in the Encarta World English Dictionary, on page 945, invisible means hidden from view. Documented in the American College Dictionary, on page 556, head means one to whom others are subordinate. Referenced in Chambers' 21st Century Dictionary, copyright 1996, on page 245, Christ means the Messiah, whose coming is prophesied in the Old Testament, a picture of Jesus. Thus, Jesuits are commissioned by the Pope to spread the beliefs, doctrines, and rituals of the Catholic Church. They are a religious order of men that lay claim to the same faith under one man, the Pope, who has a high degree of knowledge that is hidden from public view. This hidden or secret knowledge is about one man, Yahweh ben Yahweh, the Messiah, to whom others are subordinate, and whose coming is prophesied in the Old Testament. It is the Jesuits' responsibility to keep the knowledge concerning the Messiah, whose coming is prophesied in the Old Testament, hidden from view under a picture of Jesus, and at the same time sanction the visible one, the Pope, and his subordinates, the bishops in communion with him. Subsequently, the Jesuits are under the authority of the Pope. They have been going to and fro and walking up and down in the full width of the earth, using the cross to deceive the whole world with the beliefs, doctrines, and rituals of the Catholic Church, and with the picture of a man called Jesus. Today, we are going to reveal some more facts about the Jesuits that are going to be very shocking to you. Let us begin now to show you how the Jesuits accomplished their mission. On the authority of Merriam-Webster's Collegiate Dictionary, 10th edition, copyright 1999, on page 628, the word Jesuit is also defined as one given to intrigue or equivocation. Let us carefully scrutinize each of these words. First, the word intrigue. In the same source, on page 614, intrigue means a secret scheme, a plot. On page 1055, secret is described as working with hidden aims, constructed so as to elude detection. On page 1044, scheme means a graphic sketch, a plan of action, especially a crafty one. And on page 895, the word intrigue is synonymous to plot, which suggests secret, underhanded maneuvering in an atmosphere of duplicity. From these definitions, we can deduce that Jesuits are members of the Society of Jesus, a Roman Catholic religious order for men who have been commissioned by the Pope, the supreme head of the Christian Church, to go to and fro and to walk up and down in the full width of the earth with hidden aims. Their hidden aims are to deceive the whole world with a graphic sketch, a picture of a character called Jesus, and with a crafty plan of action to spread the beliefs, doctrines, and rituals of the Christian Church. While maneuvering in a secret, underhanded atmosphere of duplicity, they give the impression that they come to do good and to speak the truth. But these facts show that their mission is to do evil and to speak lies. To further prove this point, let us examine the second word that describes the Jesuits, equivocation. Documented in the Synonym Finder by J.I. Rodale, copyright 1978, on page 362, equivocate, the root word of equivocation, means the same as prevaricate. On page 933, the word prevaricate means the same as to deceive, to lie, to distort or twist the truth, make believe, conceal the truth, cover up, mislead, and to make a mockery of the truth. From these facts, we can assert with irrefutable certainty that the Jesuits, who have been commissioned by the Pope, the supreme head of the Christian Church, have been going to and fro and walking up and down in the full width of the whole earth, deceiving the people about the true name of God. They have substituted the true name with such titles as Lord and God, because the Pope and bishops in communion with him decided that the name was too sacred to be spoken, knowing full well that the true name of the God of the Bible is Yahweh.
YahwehBenYahweh.com